Welcome to Discussion Sentai Loserger. I'm Loser Blue,
And I'm Loser Yellow.
and this is a show where we talk about the newest episodes of Kamen Rider and now Project Red. This week we are going to be talking about Zeztz episode 22 and the first episode of Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity. We always start with Rider, so we'll save the new stuff for last. Yellow, what did you think of Zeztz 22?
I thought this episode was really intense.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Died.
like actually though.
People died with like a normal gun. It wasn't like one of their big plastic guns. It just looked like a normal pistol.
Yeah, Nox just pulls it out and just offs two code agents just cuz.
Yeah.
I didn't that was not on my bingo card. I'm going to say that.
There's part of me that just has to it thinks like this is a fake out, right? They're not dead somehow.
Yeah.
Because I keep thinking that Nox is some kind of double agent or he's going to become good or once mysteries are revealed, the sides are going to start swapping and changing, right? But having him just straight up kill two people here that seem to be good, like 5 and 6 seem to be kind of good people, sort of.
Yeah.
It
Like
it's a lot, and it would be hard to redeem him from that.
he's not very ambiguously good anymore. I'm gonna say that. It seems like he is a full-on baddie bad guy.
Yeah, I think this is. I think this kind of leads into an issue that I think Zets has in general, which is just that it keeps setting up mysteries and not paying them off at all, right? Like Nox keeps talking about how Code is evil and how Code is bad, but we're never really shown that,
Yeah.
and we've never really been shown anything that really proves that outside of they kind of had a child soldier program, which obviously is bad. So like Nox keeps saying like Code is evil, and then proceeds to do really evil shit.
Yeah. We have not seen anything to back up his claim that Code is bad.
Yeah, the biggest thing is that Code is super pragmatic, right? They will allow agents to die as long as the mission is fulfilled.
Yeah.
And that's not great, but being a super pragmatic organization for like a greater good, I can see why someone wouldn't like that, but it's not like so super evil. But like he's definitely doing Nox is doing particularly kind of messed up stuff. I mean, killing agents of an organization you think is evil, I guess, if Code is actually super evil, it's kind of justified in that sense. But the show hasn't proven that to us. Doing the nightmare stuff is like unambiguously really messed up.
Yeah.
I think it is an issue with this series. It just won't answer any questions, and people just keep talking in vagueness, right? It's kind of annoying.
The lady and Nox really like talking in riddles.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not a fan. Like today,
Yeah.
the lady asked Nox if he's prepared to abandon his soul. And yeah, I guess offing another person kind of just makes you horrible. And that might be what she meant by that.
Yeah. Again, we'll see. I'm like half expecting this to be fake outs, right?
Yeah.
We were just introduced to 5, and 6 had like a whole like 2 build up episodes for her rejoining Code just to kill both of them so fast.
They were only there for Baku to find his resolve because he's like, yeah, I'm Agent 7 now. I'm full on a Cody code boy. No more ambiguity.
Yeah, he's definitely hit a point where he can't condone anything that Nox is doing, and he has to go full on for that. Baku's having a bit of an identity crisis between Baku and Agent 7. And you can see this throughout the series. He acts so different in real life as opposed to in the dream. They are like completely separate characters.
Yeah.
Obviously, they are also the same character. You get it. And I think part of that is showing here this conflict between his two personalities. Is he Agent 7? Is he Baku? Stuff like that. That's why like he kind of chickens out in real life. I think if he was maybe in his Agent 7 persona in a dream, he probably wouldn't have chickened out so much.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah. Now, again, this episode introduces another mystery of what the heck is this nightmare thing in Baku's subconscious,
Yes.
right?
That's some sort of personal nightmare, is
Yeah, it's
what
like
I'm getting from it.
yeah, something like that, but it's what gives him his power.
Yeah.
It's like the reason he can become Zeztz. Now, obviously Zeztz uses a different driver than the other two agents. They use the Lord system and he uses the Zeztz system. Is it because he has this that he can use Zeztz? Because that's kind of what 6 implies.
Yeah.
She says like if he couldn't, then he wouldn't be able to become Zeztz or something in this. And that makes me think, so is this something unique to Zeztz, or do they all have it? Like, do all the agents have this, or is that why he has the Zeztz driver and they have the Lord drivers?
It's like he has the potential to become more.
Yeah, like he's special. He's some kind of chosen one dreamer boy. But it's just another question for the pile. And here's the thing. If at the end of the series these questions are answered and the answers are super satisfying, I don't mind how long it took to get there, right?
Right.
But if they're unsatisfying, if the answers suck, then the whole series is going to feel like a waste of time, like
A little bit,
retroactively.
yeah.
Retroactively, you're going to be like, "Oh, that's what you were teasing us for? That's what all that vague nonsense was about?" That kind of makes me look back and go, "Wow, this wasn't that great." Now, moment to moment, I am still having fun with this series. I really liked the fights in this one. I like that Nox and Five basically just didn't transform in their entire fight. They just had a complete
Yeah.
out of suit fight. That was kind of fun.
I really enjoyed that. It was fun. And 5, I enjoy his character. So in a way, I hope that he's not gone.
Yeah.
But plot-wise, I wouldn't hate it if they don't bring them back. Actions have to have consequences.
Yeah. So the only way I can like somehow figure like it being a fake out is somehow Nox did a thing that makes them seem dead. You know, like it's not a gun, it's shot like a dart with a poison in it that makes it so
Yeah.
that your heart is beating so slow you appear dead, which is, you know, a bit of a is a bit of a convenience thing. I have seen that in other media before, right?
Yeah.
That exists in shows. I have no idea if such a thing could exist in real life. If he did that to purposely make Seven get mad, and the lady wanted to awaken this special nightmare inside of Zeztz,
Mhm.
that could be a plan. And that would make sense and would work for like a fake out death for those two characters, I guess. But we just don't know. We literally don't know. Maybe they're gone for good. Who knows? Which is unfortunate
Like
because I also liked Five. I found him really fun.
I could see his being ambiguous, but 6 got the big stab and then shot. So,
Yeah. So like when Nox was pulling out the gun, what I really was anticipating was Five to take the bullet. Like Five to
yeah, I
jump in
was
the way.
yeah.
Because it's just like Five has only been just introduced. He didn't have like a big 2 episode arc where we went into his dream and he came back into code, right? It makes sense for 6 to stick around a lot more. Five hasn't shown up a lot, so but he clearly cares about code and code agents. Like he's a super code boy. So if he took the bullet, and he was willing to die in a previous episode to take out Nox, so if he was willing to take the bullet for 6, I was like, okay, that could make sense. That'd be good. This is Nox going full evil,
Yeah.
sorta. We don't know, but yeah. So Zets gets his big power up from utilizing his own nightmare, like turning his own
Yeah.
nightmare into a capsum. I guess it's not like a
And
full on belt.
yeah, it manifests itself into a new driver
Yeah,
and allows him to transform into Zed's Catastrum.
yeah, Catastrum.
He's swole and he has aura. The
Yeah,
suit
no,
looks
he's.
great. I love the suit.
I do love the suit. I would be. It's pretty bulky. I'm curious as to how well the actor can move in it. It's not like the worst thing I've seen in a writer show in terms of mobility from
Oh, come on. Let's
what
go
I can
back
see
to the
it.
level 1s from Xaid.
Oh god. No. I mean, those were never intended to be like the serious rider form. Those are always going to start being ignored really fast.
Mhm.
But no, this one it's pretty bulky. I'm curious to how mobile it is. We've only gotten one fight with it, and it seems pretty fun. Like it was a good fight.
Mhm.
And yeah, Zeztz is pissed. He is so mad. I will break you. Now I'm curious. Generally speaking, like anger powers are often like kind of bad coded. Like it's not something you should use. You're using your power inappropriately, and it's going to cause problems. So this generally leads into like eventually they'll master the form, and it'll become like Catastrum perfect form, where he's
Yeah.
like controlled that anger and is focusing it more properly. Something like that.
But also, in a way, all the power ups in Zets are made from nightmares. They're not exactly great to begin with.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's a common Rider thing in general. The Rider
Yeah.
always uses the same power as the bad guys, generally
Mhm.
speaking. I'm sure one of them breaks that rule somewhere, but it is a general trend. So I don't know if they'll ever really get into that. We'll see. Again, the series needs to answer some questions, and I really hope this feels like it's leading into the finale of this arc,
Yeah.
right? Let's say each arc is like 12 episodes long. That means we got like 2 episodes left in this arc, more or
And it
less.
is feeling that way, judging
Yeah,
by next week's preview, because Baku is agreeing to work for Code, and Nem wakes up.
yeah, and also the sister seems to go to the lady as like her therapist form. That was in the preview. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, it looks like things are going to come to a head a bit as to this current thing, and I really hope we get to learn more about what is actually going on. We still really don't know what's going on. Zets is just trying to protect people that he believes are innocent, because for the most part, all the Dreamers kind of innocent people.
I like how we're moving into more syndication rather than episodic episodes.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that will go. Right now, obviously, it's really syndicated because, again, this is like the finale of this arc.
Yeah.
It'll be after the big climax. Will we go back to really episodic stuff? Go back to like the two-parters we've been having? Or are we just going full syndication? Like everything's just one episode's leading into the next completely, no breaks. I would be kind of interested in that. I would kind of like that more because I think it would lead to just more. I don't know. The actual plot I'm interested. I want to know what the actual plot is going on, right?
Yeah.
And we're almost halfway through. So if the first half was like a lot of episodic stuff and the second half is way more heavily syndicated, I think that makes sense. I think that's a good balance. The police officers have some good moments. They're
They
not.
do. It's good that they're using them.
Yes, I like that they're using them. They're not totally forgotten. We'll see how that continues going forward. But
Mm.
they have some fine moments in this. Okay, now it's time to talk about Project Red, Gavan Infinity, the replacement for Super Sentai. So, what did you think of the first episode of Gavan Yellow?
It was very unique, is what I want to say. A lot of it is set up because you have to introduce a lot of characters really quickly. It is the start of a new series. And I haven't watched really any Metal Hero besides the first two episodes of OG Gavan. So I have no idea what's going on really. Like I know of like the Maku and like they're the bad guys and they were attacking Earth in previous series, they're attacking Earth now. But it
Yeah,
seems like the gimmick that the series wants to go with is emotions.
yeah, emotions are like a big thing in it. Yeah, the Emor gear. Every time they say like they shorten emotion to emo, I only think about emos, like
Yeah.
the subculture. um, which is always a little funny. Yeah, it seems each one is like some kind of emotion, and normal people can use them to get superpowers. But if you, I guess, feel the emotion it's about like too strongly, it starts to go out of control and causes like real problems as opposed to
Mhm.
just using it for crime. Like the first guy we see is just using it for crime. It doesn't seem like it's a huge issue. Like it's not
Yeah.
good that he's doing that, but it's not like it didn't call for like a big emergency signal the way the other one did.
Yeah.
But the other one, he was feeling emotions really, really strongly, and that coalesced into a monster. And I'm sure that monster would have caused serious problems if Gavan didn't destroy it.
Oh, for sure.
So that's kind of what it is. Emotions are going to be a big thing, and about maybe directing your emotions into more appropriate channels and not getting like overwhelmed, something like that. We'll see. What do you think about Gavan himself? I have already forgotten what his actual name is.
I think Reggie is going to be an okay character, at the very least. We haven't seen very much of him yet, but I think he is going to be a perfectly capable Red.
Yeah, I think he's a very confident style of character. He's really confident and kind of nonchalant about things, right?
Yeah.
Nothing seems to really phase him. He sees a bunch of guys that all want to beat him up, and he doesn't even care. It doesn't bother him at all. He's kind of jokey about it.
Mhm.
And then even with the monsters and later, he's pretty chill. He does have a bit more of an emotionally charged speech when he's yelling at the guy about how he's using his emotions and how he's completely missing that his emotions are hurting his sister, stuff like that.
Mhm.
He was a bit more charged there, but in general, he seems like a very, suave, confident, calm and collected kind of guy, which is fun. Those can be fun.
Mhm.
I do like that. Those kinds of reds show up a lot. I'm calling it like he is red, obviously. I'm comparing him to like a Red Ranger in a Sentai.
Ah, it's Project Red. Like, how can you not?
Yeah. The thing is, in this episode, like immediately we learn that there's a second Gavan. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
what they're called, if they're all called Gavans. So they're gonna form a squad.
I think they're all Gavans.
Yeah. And we see there's like four of them in that like flash forward at the beginning where a guy is like seeing the future. So there's gonna be a squad of four of them, presumably. So it's still kind of Sentai. It's just it wants to break some more molds.
I swear I seen 5.
Maybe there was five. I definitely saw four in that opening. But I only watched it once,
It's
so
just like a Sentai. There's gonna be a red, a blue, a yellow, a pink, and a something.
maybe it didn't look the fourth one didn't look pink to me. They looked more purple, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's because it's metal. It's shiny.
Yeah, maybe.
So we also got introduced to a lot more characters.
Yes.
That hoser and his robot, Owani Buchi. I already don't like his robot.
I think their whole thing is they'll be like more normal police officers and they're kind of going to be bumbling background characters that
Yeah.
right that look down on the main character because he's documentation and like they're going to get credit a lot of the time for solving cases because obviously the main character doesn't want to attract too much attention to himself. That's going to be their whole thing is they're going to like solve the cases at the end, quote unquote solve the cases at the end, and they're
Yeah.
going to kind of be goofy. That said, that would require them to exist in like every universe because this is a weird multiverse thing.
Yeah. I think they also, because they all work for the Earth Federation Police, that their ship also has the ability to jump between Cosmo layers.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I thought the episode implied that the whole like Cosmo layer thing was just for the secret like Gavan squad.
Now, I
I,
was under the impression that the universes are they have layers, right? It's Cosmo layers. It's the way of explaining the multiverse, right?
yeah, I just thought that only our main team knew about the layers, and obviously probably some higher ups at the police, but
Yeah.
not like the rank and file. We'll see in future episodes. We'll see how it all works out because we see the second Gavan in
Yes,
this episode
Setsuna.
before he transforms. He doesn't really know who the main character is, and he says, "What the heck is Gavan Infinity?"
Yeah.
Right? So that would imply he doesn't know anything about the Cosmo layers. Like he only knows his own Cosmo layer, but he's
Yeah.
also a Gavan. So I guess it's only from I don't know what the main universe is called, like the original one that the main boys are from.
I have No idea.
Because the new one was Lambda like 8903 or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know what
went
the
to Earth Lambda 8018 Pink World.
yeah.
Uh,
Although it was only pink because of the
because of the
stuff
one
going on.
guy. Yeah.
So yeah, the whole multiverse thing is kind of odd. I'm not huge into it just because I'm not sure what it really adds, right?
Yeah. It could add destroyed Earths.
I guess it could add a chance for failure. Like they
Yeah.
could fail and a Cosmo layer gets destroyed. Something like that. Whereas normally if they can't fail, because if they failed, the whole city would get blown up and everyone would die, and they can't really have that. But if they destroy a whole Cosmo layer, but there's, tons of them, it doesn't matter as much. But that new Gavan, I like, who knows? Does he know about the Cosmo layers? Does he not? We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find out next episode for sure.
Yeah, obviously this is all just set up and
Yeah, it was
whatnot.
literally just introducing characters and how the power works because Metal Hero's been off the air for years.
Yeah. And even then, I'm sure, like, again, I only watched the first few episodes of the original Gavan. I got busy and didn't have a chance to really go through it all. And this doesn't really care that much with it, right? Like, from what I saw in those first few episodes, like, the Electro it's like done instant, but like they do a let's go back and rewatch it in slow mo so we can see like a proper
Yeah, well,
transformation sequence.
mhm.
Stuff like that is there, but this plot about it being a multiverse thing with emotion powers has nothing to do with Gavan, which was just dealing with an evil like space crime ring.
But then again, I also don't know how Metal Heroes evolved beyond that, so
That's true. I mean, I think most Metal Heroes are pretty separate. The first three are called like the Space Sheriff trilogy, but not all of them are Space
yeah.
Sheriffs. So whatever. We
You,
we don't have
you know
to.
what we need to do, Blue? We need to watch the Metal Hero crossovers with Deca Ranger because I know how you really like Deca Ranger.
I mean, I have been told that Deca Ranger is very inspired by Gavan and the Space Sheriff stuff in general, and this did give me a lot of like Deca Ranger. I right. I felt a lot of Deca Ranger in it too. The way it was a futuristic thing with there are aliens on Earth, and there are a police force that deals with aliens, right? That's very Deca Ranger. The heavy narration is also very Deca Ranger, which I've been told is like an inspiration from like Metal Heroes and stuff, which had a lot of heavy narration. So it comes full circle. I do like the suit. I think the suit looks pretty cool.
Yep, the suit is nice. Very sleek.
Yeah, I thought the fight was pretty fun. Enjoyed that. I thought the
Took out
monster
his big
was good.
sword.
Yeah, actually, my only issue is a Gavan's sword. It's from Dawn Brothers. It's like an edited Dawn Brothers prop. It looks just like the Dawn Brothers sword.
Ooh, Toei saving money?
How dare they? I don't know. It
Guys.
looks too similar, and it's from something that is pretty recent, so
Mhm.
it feels a bit odd. I'm not a big fan of it, but
Toei taking props and cast members from Dawn Brothers.
what other characters are introduced to this episode?
We had Daisuke and Agi as well, along with the
Yeah,
director of the Galactic Federation Police, Karel Com Vigilis.
yeah. So they're like Gavan support staff.
Yeah,
His handler, and then like the robot who does all the analysis and stuff. I'm not sure if she's a robot because
she
she's an
is an
AI.
autonomous AI. Yeah,
She's an AI, but she might be like a hologram, like a hard light projection,
yeah.
because she does that. She like it turns into lights and teleports down. So she might be a hard light projection, not like an actual robot. I mean, the distinction is minor because at the end she's still an AI, and I doubt it'll be that important, like the difference. But still, that's neat. That's cool. Yeah, I'm just curious as to how this whole multiverse and if that'll be like good or bad, if it'll just make things confusing. Is
I
this
kind of
police force
groaned.
multiversal?
Maybe
Yeah, you kind of groaned when you heard multiverse because
Yeah, I did. I'm kind of
just
fed up with the multiverse.
yeah, it's not it's not something I'm that interested in anymore.
Like it is very early 2010s, like as a concept, but it seems like all media just got a huge hard on for the multiverse in the past like 5, 6 years. And I felt
Yeah,
like it was already played out. So
yeah, it's just not that interesting. We'll see how this one does it. It could just be like, yeah, there's multiple universes, and we just have to, we need to keep track of this whole emotion thing among all of them, and it's never really that important.
mm,
I didn't see anything that different in that universe compared to the first universe, outside of there was like a rebellion going on.
yeah.
It seems like almost the same universe, so we'll see how important it actually ends up being. But overall, I thought it was good, and I look forward to more. So anyway, that's been this week's episode of Discussion Sentai Loserger. If you liked the episode, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Anyway, I've been Loser Blue,
I've been a loser yellow.
and we'll see you next week. Bye.